Render Network. This is a project that I've been watching for a while now. This is my top project, my favorite project. When I first came across it, it was about 15 cents, but I was too hesitant, even though I knew I wanted to go all in. It was only on Gate.io, so I figured the price may go down a little bit and I could scoop up a lot more, but it never went down. It actually went up. It went to 50 cents, then to $2, then to $9 in a matter of no time, and then now it's sitting at like 80-90 cents, but has the potential to do amazing things. But this is Jules Urbach. He's the founder. I'll let him explain.
Hi, this is Jules Urbach, CEO of Otoy. Otoy's been at the forefront of GPU rendering for almost a decade now. Our product, Octane Render, was one of the first GPU renders to provide cinematic realism to film jobs and television. Today, it's used in productions like the opening of Westworld, and it's also now a big part of video game development, especially for AR and VR. Octane's a very special GPU software. There's really no limit to the amount of compute power and render power that you can throw behind a render job with our software. Our idea is that at a certain point, scaling GPU rendering power is too difficult. Rendering locally on a network and even in the cloud just hit a wall. It's impossible to leverage all of the GPUs in the world efficiently without some sort of decentralized system that allows that to be tracked and managed. Today, we're very proud to introduce the Render Token, which is a ERC20 token that's based on the Ethereum blockchain. This token will allow anyone to participate in render jobs and be rewarded with render tokens that they can cash in. Everyone creating renders and creating content through this system has authorship and chain of title established on the blockchain permanently. Our goal is not only to create a distributed peer-to-peer network of unlimited rendering power, but also to have a marketplace where services and assets and even modules built on the rendering network can be distributed and shared and monetized by everyone. There's nothing that's going to be rendered through the render token that isn't coming from artistic or creative intent. That's the whole point of the service. So there's a lot that can be done beyond just creating great artwork and media or even video games with this technology. There's scientific simulations, light leaking simulations for architecture that can be built inside of the rendering system. And this means that you can actually perform render jobs that are useful for the sciences and for research and get rewarded at the same time. This is a great use of the blockchain and of everyone's GPU power. Our vision as a company has been to democratize compute and rendering power, and this is one of the best ways to do it. Please visit us for more progress updates on rendertoken.com and on our social media links below. We're incredibly excited about this service, and we hope you are too. Thank you so much. This is Jules Urbach signing off.
So there you go. That's a little bit about Render Network. If you're familiar with GPU rendering and what it means for the art world, you understand how huge this project is. And to me, it's kind of like Render is to the digital graphics world as XRP and Ripple is to finance. That's the way I see it. The website is rendertoken.com. You can learn a little bit about it. You may find more information on otoy.com, which we'll go over next. So Otoy is the company behind Render Network. This is an amazing company. They've been around for a long time. I'm not exactly sure when, but they have a whole bunch of products revolving around GPU rendering. So you could check their website out too and just browse through it. This is Octane Render. This is basically the engine of the rendering system, and it allows you to create these amazing, detailed, smooth renders, images that you wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. This is Brigade. It's real-time rendering for video games. It's kind of the same idea of better graphics, faster speeds. The processing is just way better than you will find with any other rendering software out there. In December, Otoy released Octane X for iPad, so you can even get on iPad and test it out and try it out for yourself. I mean, I hope to try it one day. But yeah, people will be making graphics on their iPads And we're going to have this whole network of graphics going through, sharing graphics with each other for whatever projects that we have. I mean, we could have a decentralized video game one day where everybody just creates their own world. I know it kind of sounds like the metaverse, but that might be kind of what it is where everybody's just uploading, graphics that they add into the game. So if you click on the news tab on the Otoy website, you can kind of see the things that they have done. They have progress, partnerships, stuff like that. This product right here was developed between Otoy and Facebook, and it's kind of a camera system that maps out an entire room and everything in the room. So it'd kind of be like real estate when you have a virtual walkthrough of real estate, and they use a camera to map out the house or the apartment, whatever. That's kind of the same concept. We could scroll down a little bit and see some of the partners with Mattel, Samsung, Epic Games, Beeple, Solana, AMD, Nvidia, Autodesk. I mean, it's crazy the number of partnerships that they have. Google is another one. We can scroll down. Look, Imagination, Disney Accelerator, HBO, Discovery. I mean, they have a whole bunch of people that want to work with them and really have to work with them, because if the graphics are going to get better, there's nobody else to compete with them. Who's going to compete with them? Nobody. And for those of you that are Star Trek fans, Otoy and the Roddenberry estate unveiled the first immersive Roddenberry archive experiences. So they made an archive of Star Trek, where they have all these images. I don't think they rendered the entire movie, but they do have movie clips, movie images. They have a whole experience actually. That includes the spaceship on Star Trek. I don't know what it was called. Sorry, don't come for me. But that spaceship it's a life-size spaceship, and you can actually interact with every component of that spaceship. So let's watch this little clip. You can see it says 4K in the corner right there to show that they took the images and turned them into 4K. Made them sharper, made them nicer. And like I said, some of the scenes they actually added a little bit of a background images in there. But you got to understand, this is amazing. Like, to think you can take old movies now and blend them with new movies to continue a story. So for instance, I've never been a fan of Star Trek, but I understand that there's a story in Star Trek, behind Star Trek, that can be extended to a whole nother story. So if you're a Star Trek fan or just a fan of movies, period, I definitely think you should check that out, because this is only the start of something greater in the future. But this immersive experience actually leads into the next thing I want to talk about, and I've been wanting to talk about. I haven't seen anyone else talk about it, and that is Otoy patent. They have a lot of patents, but this one in particular, and most of them are like virtual reality, augmented reality, and things that have to do with rendering and stuff like that. It makes sense. But this one right here, I thought was really interesting. So it says an immersive experience system provides interactive content to a user while isolating the user from external stimuli in an isolation chamber. The user floats in a high density suspension liquid maintained at the user's body temperature while consuming the interactive content, which can provide audio, video, and tactile inputs to the user. The user can interact with the immersive experience system via different modalities, such as eye movement or gestures, or via providing thought input through a visual cortex thought recorder comprised in the immersive experience system. Now, what does that sound like to you? Because I know what it sounds like to me. It sounds like the Matrix. It sounds like that episode of Black Mirror when they played in the video game with the headset, but they had no controller. That's kind of what it sounds like to me. It's kind of the same concept in a way. I mean, this, like, the thought of this is just, it's crazy. But look, you have your chamber, you have your screen, you know, you laying down, you're submerged, you know, and right here you have the screen that you're I guess you're looking into. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's not really sure. I don't know. You can look through the whole patent yourself. I think it's like 37 pages. But yeah, this is what we're looking like in the future. Is this right here? And they describe it as putting yourself in a relaxation state to the point of basically hypnotization. That's kind of what it is. So when you think of that game on Black Mirror, the episode about the video game on Black Mirror, it's not too far-fetched. It's not too far-fetched, because if you read through just a little bit of this, that's basically what it's saying. It's saying that you will be put in a state to where you will immerse yourself in a reality that's not actually yours, but you won't have any I don't want to say senses, but yeah, no, it's crazy. But I don't know whether to love it or be afraid of it, but it's here. There's a patent. It's coming. Before I go, I didn't know that Render utilizes Algorand for scalability. I just thought that was interesting. I want to share that with y'all before I go. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. I stumbled across this by accident.